At some point, most of us reach this phase where we are stuck between two things, our dreams and our parents' dreams. On one side, there's what we want to do with our life, and on others, there's what they expect from us. And somewhere in between, there's responsibility. It gets confusing because it's just not about your career. It's about expectation, security, fear, and identity. And before we choose one side, it's important to understand both the sides. What are they really worried about, and what are you trying to protect? And only after knowing that can any decision make sense. Now, here's what your parents' side looks like. First is they want stability in a tried and a true path. Many parents have worked the same job for decades, 9 to 5, predictable salary, retirement plan. So when they suggest traditional careers like engineering, medical firm, government jobs, it's not random because to them safe paths is equals to less fear of failure. Stable income is equals to protection from struggles and social respect is equals to long-term security. They don't measure life by fulfillment, they measure life by survival and safety. And if they grew up in financial instability, the fear stays. They fear what they don't understand. Creative fields, content creation, freelancing, startups, such unconventional paths, if they don't understand how it works, they assume it's unstable. Uncertainty looks dangerous from their perspective, and that's why their fear isn't always logical, but it exists. Third is they think they are helping you because they believe you lack clarity. Sometimes when our parents push harder, they think you are confused. Sometimes they even assume that if you had clarity, you wouldn't choose something risky. So they step in repeatedly with suggestions, advices after advice, because from their side it's guidance and from your side it feels like interference. Fourth is they care about your security than the specific dream. Many times your parents don't care about your exact career. They care about stability, security, safety and respect in the society. Their dream is usually fear-based love and they are usually trying to protect you from hardships. Again, that doesn't automatically makes them right, but it explains their behavior. And fifth is sometimes they project. Now, this might sound uncomfortable, but it is real. Some parents didn't take the risk. Some regret certain decisions and some struggled financially. And that experiences shapes how they respond to our choices. Sometimes they just want to protect us, but at times they over control. And that's where it crosses the line. Now let's understand what's happening at your side. Your dream is not just a job choice, it is identity based. It's about meaning, self respect, and ownership of your own life. Your path makes you feel confident, you self discover yourself, and there's a sense of alignment. But at the same time, you don't want to disappoint them. You don't want to disrespect their efforts, so you feel torn. And that internal conflict is exhausting. So there's the question, do you really have to choose one? The answer is no, but you have to build balance. Your parents usually worry about risk, and you care about meaning. The smartest move is not rebellion here, it's building meaning in a stable way. You don't have to choose one. You build a concrete goal that satisfies both. That means you don't sacrifice your own goals because of someone's unfinished dreams. Also, you don't selfishly ignore their efforts. And that balance is the maturity. Now, here's what you can do. First is accept the reality. Not every dream gives you instant results. Not every passion becomes money after 3 months. The parents usually worry about the gap between the time of your efforts and the visible success. So you have to acknowledge that openly. If your dream takes time, you have to accept that. Second is communicate clearly. Before arguing, explain clearly what you want, why it matters to you, what steps you are taking, and how much time you realistically need. Ask for a fixed time, maybe 6 months or a year. But if you ask for time, keep your promise and don't waste it. Don't treat that time casually because if you break the trust once, they won't even listen next time. Third is you have to show that you are conscious about your life. Parents fear carelessness more than your dreams. If you show planning, discipline, and consistency, their resistance fades. And that's why your action matters more than your words. And the fourth is don't depend only on one option. If your dream doesn't guarantee you quick results, you don't just sit or do nothing or just wait. Build alongside a side hustle, freelancing, skill based income, part time jobs. It shows that you are not gambling with your future and you are building it responsibly. Fifth is build meaning in a stable way. Instead of quitting impulsively, build skills, save money, create your plan, prove your consistency, and in that way you respect their efforts and you don't betray yourself. Sixth is understanding that you may not fully convince them. You can assure them, but you may not fully convince them. Because people usually look at the results, they judge the outcomes. So instead of forcing them to believe in your vision, let your work speak for you. So you are supposed to follow your desires. That's you, that's your identity, and that's your life. But if you have responsibility, you don't ignore them, you stay aware of them. Your dreams and responsibilities both exist. And in this, your action matters more than your word. You can talk about your vision all day, but what builds trust is your consistency. Maybe your parents won't agree, or maybe they'll never agree. But ask yourself honestly, does this disagreement stop you? Are you still willing to take the risk? Are you ready to handle the failure? Are you ready to work without applause? If yes, then just do it. You don't have to prove yourself. Just do it because you believe in yourself and because you are ready to take the consequences. And that's the difference between impulsive rebellion and courageous decision.